Have you ever wondered what makes the United States a military superpower? It's not just about the number of soldiers or tanks. It's about a relentless pursuit of the future, a technological edge that seems straight out of a science fiction movie. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on the next-generation military technology that keeps America at the forefront of global defense. From hypersonic missiles that travel at unimaginable speeds to swarms of intelligent drones that can overwhelm any adversary. The future of warfare is being written right now, and the US is holding the pen. So, what exactly are we talking about? Let's start with something that fundamentally changes the rules of engagement. Speed. For decades, the sound barrier was the benchmark. Now, that seems almost pedestrian. We're entering the era of hypersonics. Imagine a missile that can travel at over 5 times the speed of sound, or Mach 5. That's more than a mile per second. At that velocity, it can strike anywhere on the globe in under an hour. Traditional air defense systems, which are designed to track predictable, slower-moving targets, would be rendered almost useless. They simply wouldn't have the time to react. The US is heavily investing in programs like the Air-Launched Rapid Response Weapon, or ARRW. These aren't just faster rockets, they are highly maneuverable, making them nearly impossible to intercept. It's not about having a bigger explosion, it's about guaranteeing the delivery of that impact anywhere, anytime. This capability creates a powerful deterrent, sending a clear message: there is no safe distance. But it's not just about getting there fast, it's also about what you see when you get there. The battlefield of tomorrow is transparent, thanks to what military strategists call the sensor-to-shooter link. Think of it as a vast, invisible web connecting everything. You have satellites orbiting in space, high-altitude surveillance drones like the Global Hawk, stealthy reconnaissance aircraft, ground sensors, and even individual soldiers equipped with advanced optics. All of these are constantly gathering data, images, electronic signals, heat signatures, and more. The real magic, however, lies in how this ocean of information is processed. This is where artificial intelligence and machine learning come in. AI algorithms can sift through petabytes of data in real time, something no team of human analysts could ever hope to do. They can identify patterns, detect camouflaged targets, and predict enemy movements with astonishing accuracy. For example, an AI might analyze satellite imagery and notice subtle ground disturbances that indicate a hidden missile launcher, or correlate faint radio chatter with troop movements to predict an impending ambush. This information is then instantly relayed to the best-positioned asset, be it a fighter jet, a warship, or an artillery unit, to neutralize the threat before it even materializes. This network, often referred to as Joint All-Domain Command and Control, or JADC2, aims to connect every single sensor to every single shooter across all branches of the military: Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, and Space Force. It's about making decisions not just faster, but smarter, turning information into decisive action in the blink of an eye. Now let's talk about a concept that's both fascinating and a little unnerving: drone swarms. We're not talking about a handful of large, remotely piloted aircraft like the Predator or Reaper. We're talking about hundreds, or even thousands, of small, interconnected, and autonomous drones working together like a hive of bees. Programs like the Navy's Locust, which stands for Low-Cost UAV Swarming Technology, are developing this capability. Imagine launching a volley of these drones from a ship, plane, or ground vehicle. Acting as a single, coordinated entity, they could overwhelm an enemy's air defenses, conduct widespread surveillance across a city, or even carry out precision strikes on multiple targets simultaneously. The key here is autonomy. A single human operator doesn't control each drone. Instead, they give the swarm a high-level command, like "secure this area," or "find all enemy tanks in this grid." The drones then communicate with each other, divvying up tasks, adapting their formation, and even sacrificing themselves to protect the others or ensure the mission's success. If one drone is shot down, another instantly takes its place. This creates a resilient, intelligent, and incredibly versatile weapon system. It's a numbers game that is almost impossible to win for a conventional defense system designed to engage a few targets at a time. The era of the lone wolf is giving way to the power of the pack. Of course, all this high-tech hardware is vulnerable if it can be seen. That's why stealth remains a cornerstone of US military doctrine. But we've moved far beyond the iconic angular shapes of the F-117 Nighthawk or the B-2 Spirit bomber. The next generation of stealth is about more than just a low radar cross-section. It's about multispectral stealth. This means being invisible not just to radar, but also to infrared sensors that detect heat, acoustic sensors that detect sound, and even visual detection. Future aircraft like the upcoming B-21 Raider will likely incorporate advanced radar-absorbent materials, sophisticated engine cooling systems, to minimize their heat signature, and even adaptive camouflage that can change its appearance to blend in with the sky or ground below. But stealth is also going digital. We're talking about advanced electronic warfare. This involves jamming enemy radar so they see nothing but static, or even creating ghost aircraft on their screens to confuse them and send them on a wild goose chase. The EA-18G Growler is a master of this, an aircraft designed not to drop bombs, but to control the electromagnetic spectrum. In the future, this capability will become even more integrated. A stealth fighter might not just be invisible to radar, it could actively hack into the enemy's network, feeding them false data or shutting down their communications entirely. The goal is to win the fight before it even begins by making your opponent deaf, blind, and confused. Beyond the air, the battle for dominance extends into new domains. The final frontier, space, is now officially a warfighting domain. The US Space Force isn't about sci-fi dogfights among the stars. It's about protecting the vital assets that our modern military and our modern life depend on. The GPS satellites that guide everything from smart bombs to your car's navigation system are crucial. So are the communication satellites that relay data across the globe and the surveillance satellites that act as our eyes in the sky. These assets are vulnerable to attack, whether through ground-based anti-satellite missiles or other means. The Space Force's mission is to defend these systems and ensure the US has unfettered access to space. This involves developing more resilient satellites, creating defensive capabilities to protect them, and maintaining a comprehensive picture of everything happening in orbit, a concept called space domain awareness. In a future conflict, the nation that controls space could very well control the outcome on Earth. Finally, we have the realm of directed energy weapons. This is where things really start to feel futuristic. We're talking about high-energy lasers and powerful microwaves. For years, these have been the stuff of research labs, but they are now being deployed on naval ships and ground vehicles. A laser weapon system, like the Navy's Helios, can offer a game-changing advantage. Instead of firing expensive interceptor missiles that cost millions of dollars each, a ship can fire a beam of light for the cost of the electricity it takes to generate it, pennies per shot. These lasers can be used to dazzle an incoming missile's sensors, making it go blind and miss its target, or with enough power, they can physically burn through its skin, detonating it mid-air. They can also be incredibly effective against swarms of drones, which would be too numerous and too cheap to counter with traditional missiles. High-power microwave weapons work differently, emitting a cone of energy that fries the electronics of enemy systems without causing a physical explosion. Imagine disabling an entire command center's computers with a silent, invisible pulse. This is the promise of directed energy, an infinite magazine, and a speed of light response. From hypersonic speeds and AI-driven networks to autonomous swarms and laser weapons, the United States is not just preparing for the next war, it's actively defining what it will look like. This technological superiority is a complex, multi-layered strategy designed to deter aggression and maintain stability in an increasingly uncertain world. It's a testament to incredible innovation and a clear vision for the future of defense. While we hope these technologies are never needed in a full-scale conflict, their very existence shapes the geopolitical landscape every single day. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into the future of military tech. It's a fascinating and complex subject, and we've only scratched the surface. If you found this interesting, please hit that like button and consider subscribing to our channel for more content like this. We love hearing from you, so drop a comment below with your thoughts or any questions you have. Until next time, stay curious.